Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to see you here. Today in this video, we're going to learn English with a special technique called shadowing. Now, you might be wondering, what is shadowing? Let me explain. Shadowing is when you listen to someone speaking in English and try to repeat what they say exactly how they say it. It helps you improve your pronunciation, intonation, and even your listening skills. It's like being a shadow, following every move. Here's how you can use this video to practice. First, listen to me as I read a story. All the words will appear on the screen so you can follow along. Then, try repeating after me, copying my tone and rhythm. It's okay if you don't get it perfect the first time. Practice makes progress. Before we begin, I want to tell you why I chose this story. It's something I heard recently, and I thought it would be perfect to share with you because it's both interesting and useful. All right, ready for today's adventure? It's called Lost in Venice, Found Myself. Let's begin. My name is Sophia. I'm 27 years old, and I live in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Last year, I decided to take my first solo trip. Just me, my backpack, and my camera. I chose Venice, Italy, a city of water, bridges, and mystery. Everyone told me, "You'll get lost." I said, "That's the fun part." I arrived on a cloudy Tuesday afternoon, holding a paper map and a tired smile. The streets were narrow. The canals were beautiful. And yes, I got lost almost immediately. My phone had no signal. My map made no sense. And every alley looked the same. I wandered through tiny bridges and quiet corners. No people, no signs. For the first time in my life, I felt completely alone. I sat on the edge of a canal and took a deep breath. "Don't panic," I whispered. Suddenly, I heard music. Soft, slow guitar music. I followed the sound down a narrow passage. There, I found an old man playing guitar under a red umbrella. I smiled and sat nearby. He nodded, kept playing. It felt like magic. After his song, I clapped and said, "That was beautiful." He smiled. "Grazie. You are lost, yes." I laughed. "Very lost." He pointed left. "That way, to San Marco Square. Follow the bells." I thanked him and gave him a small coin. "For the concert," I said. "No," he shook his head. "For the moment," he corrected me. I walked toward the sound of distant church bells, smiling to myself. Along the way, I noticed things I hadn't before: flower pots, shadows on the water, tiny laundry lines above. I wasn't scared anymore. I was curious, present, alive. After 30 minutes, I reached San Marco Square. Crowded, bright, and beautiful. I bought a small notebook and sat down to write. "Dear Venice," I began. "Today I got lost, and I found peace." That night, I didn't use Google Maps. I just walked freely. I saw more than any tourist guide could show me. And I learned that sometimes being lost is exactly where you're supposed to be. I went to Venice to take pictures, but I left with something better. I found myself. That trip taught me something powerful. Getting lost can be a gift. We often try to control everything, but life, like travel, is full of surprises. When we slow down, listen, explore, we grow. Don't be afraid to wander. Don't be afraid to ask for directions. And don't be afraid to let the journey change you. Here are some useful expressions and vocabulary from the story. Everyday phrases.
1.
Don't panic, meaning stay calm. Example, Sophia told herself, don't panic when she felt lost.
2.
That's the fun part, meaning that's what makes it exciting. Example, when people warned Sophia about getting lost, she said, that's the fun part. 3. Follow the bells, meaning let the sound guide you. Example, the man in Venice said, follow the bells to find the square. 4. For the moment, meaning to appreciate the present experience. Example, the man said the coin wasn't for the music, it was for the moment. 5. Being lost, meaning not knowing your exact location. Example, being lost is exactly where you're supposed to be. Vocabulary.
1.
Solo trip, meaning traveling alone. Example, Sophia went on her first solo trip to Venice.
2.
Alley, meaning a narrow street or path between buildings. Example, Sophia got lost in Venice's alleys.
3.
Canal, meaning a water-filled path, like a street for boats. Example, Venice is famous for its canals.
4.
Present, meaning fully aware and in the moment. Example, Sophia felt present when she stopped worrying about being lost. Thank you for joining me today. If you've ever felt lost in a city or in life, remember Sophia's story. Travel, wander,
Speak,
listen, and trust that every step, even the wrong ones, are part of your learning journey. If this story inspired you or helped your English, please share it with a friend. And don't forget to subscribe for more real English stories that teach, inspire, and connect us all. This is Learn English Naturally, and I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and never stop growing.